All right, so let's unpack this. We've got a source text today that I have to be honest, when I first saw it, I thought it was a joke.
Right.
Or maybe, a parody of those self-help guides that just tell you to breathe more. We're looking at lyrics called Nothing at All from The Art of Doing Nothing at All.
Mm.
And my first read, I was pretty cynical. I thought, great, another guide to relaxing for people with way too much time. But then I actually sat with it.
And it's not relaxing at all, is it? It's
Yeah.
it's actually quite aggressive when you get into it.
Aggressive, yes, that's the word.
It pretends to be this simple song about lounging, but you strip away any music, you just look at the words, and it reads like a manifesto,
Mm.
a radical, almost
Mm.
militantly passive manifesto.
Militantly passive. That's a perfect oxymoron for this.
Yeah,
Because we always think of doing nothing as, the absence of doing something.
it's what's left over.
Exactly. It's the gap in your schedule. But this source, it seems to be arguing that doing nothing, it's an activity in itself. It is the schedule.
And that's our mission for this deep dive. We're not here to talk about the benefits of taking a nap.
Right.
We're here to analyze this step-by-step method this narrator uses to achieve a state of, like, absolute zero productivity. Because the text makes it very clear, total inertia, it doesn't just happen.
No.
You don't trip and fall into this. It takes a profound commitment to reject the world so completely.
So let's get into the text itself. The narrator starts by talking right to us, the observer. The first lines are, "You might think I'm locked away. Might wonder how I pass the day."
That opening is so critical. It immediately sets up the central conflict. You might think I'm locked away. He's anticipating our judgment.
Totally.
He knows that to a modern person, stillness looks like a prison. You see someone who never leaves their house, never produces anything. Your first thought is that something's wrong.
Yeah, you assume they're depressed or agoraphobic or literally in jail.
It's our own anxiety, really. We equate movement with freedom, so if someone isn't moving, they must be trapped.
But then he flips it. Right in the next line, he says, "Might like to know that I'm here to stay."
And that's the key. The reclaim, here to stay. It completely reframes it. Locked away is an external force. Here to stay is pure agency.
So this is voluntary. And not just voluntary, it's permanent.
Terrifyingly so.
Yeah.
This is not a weekend retreat. It's a life sentence he has willingly imposed on himself.
It's the difference between loneliness and solitude, right? One is forced on you, the other is a choice. But then he takes it even further with the refrain. This is the line that really got me.
Let me guess. The double negative.
The double negative. And I don't do nothing at all. My high school grammar teacher would have a fit. But here, it feels like it's doing so much work.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just bad grammar. It's a statement of purpose.
Right.
Now, you can say, I don't do nothing, just means I do something.
Right, they cancel out.
But here, it feels like an intensifier, like he's doubling down. But I think there's a third way to read it. By saying, I don't do nothing, he's treating nothing like a proper noun.
Like a tangible thing.
Exactly. He's not just idling. He is actively performing the act of nothing.
So nothing is the job description. What do you do for a living? Oh, I do nothing.
Precisely.
Mm.
Which brings us to the how.
Yeah.
How do you perform this job? And the text moves right into the methodology. He says, I just sit under the sun until I watch it fall.
Until I watch it fall. Let's just pause on that for a second. It sounds so romantic, doesn't it? Like a guy on a porch with a drink, watching the sunset.
Oh.
But the text says he sits there until he watches it fall. That implies he starts when the sun is high and stays put until it is gone.
Let's talk about the sheer duration there. That's 6, 8, maybe 12 hours
Mhm.
of just continuous observation.
I mean, have you ever tried to just sit and watch the sky for 20 minutes?
It is excruciating.
After 5 minutes, my hand is twitching for my phone. My brain is making to-do lists. I'm wondering if I turn the coffee pot off.
That's what you could call industrial time, fighting with natural time. Our brains are wired for productivity, for minutes and hours and meetings.
Right.
This narrator has completely unplugged from that. He's on a solar clock. And to watch the sun fall, you have to surrender to the pace of the planet, which is incredibly slow.
It's almost a form of torture for a modern mind. It's a total rejection of distraction.
That's a great way to put it. It's an endurance sport. He isn't scrolling. He isn't reading. He's in pure observation mode. And you can't multitask it. If you look away, you've missed the fall.
Okay, so if the whole day is spent in this solar trance, how do you even prepare for that? You can't just roll out of bed and achieve that kind of focus. Which leads to the second verse, and what I think is the biggest contradiction in the whole piece.
Morning routine.
Yeah, the lyrics go, I get up and I roll out of bed and make some coffee to clear my head.
To clear my head.
Right. Now, when I make coffee to clear my head, it's because I have a spreadsheet to deal with or a script to write. I use caffeine to sharpen my focus for work.
Mm.
This guy is caffeinating to sit still.
This is the paradox of preparation. It just shatters our assumption about what doing nothing requires. We think of it as lethargy, being groggy, half asleep,
Laziness.
laziness. But the narrator is telling us that to do nothing correctly, you need to be sharp.
That totally flips the script. If he were just lazy, he'd stay in bed. He wouldn't need to clear his head.
If you're groggy, your mind wanders.
Yeah.
You daydream. You might even fall asleep.
Mm.
And if you're asleep, you're not doing nothing. You're just unconscious. He wants to be fully conscious of the nothingness.
So he's using the coffee to suppress his brain's urge to find a distraction.
He's chemically inducing a state of hyperfocus and then pointing that focus at stillness.
It's like a sniper taking a breath before a shot, except the shot never ever comes. He just holds the breath.
That is a brilliant analogy, and the text knows how terrifying that looks from the outside.
Hmm.
Right after the coffee line, we get the darkest joke in the song.
If I move any less, people think I was dead. I laughed out loud at that line, and then immediately felt kind of grim. He knows he's indistinguishable from a corpse to an observer.
It brings us right back to that opening tension. People think I was dead. In a society that equates vitality with movement and production, stillness is a form of social death.
And what's his response to that? And that's just fine by me.
Total acceptance. This is the manifesto at its peak. It's a declaration of ego death. Most of us are terrified of being irrelevant. We post things, we send emails, we make noise to prove we're alive.
I am here.
He has completely abandoned that need.
To be okay with people thinking you're gone, that is a level of self-sufficiency that's almost alien.
It borders on the non-human. And that leads us perfectly into the third verse. Because once social validation is gone, we're left with just biological needs.
Yeah, and the language gets very mechanical here. It stops being poetic and sounds like a computer program. If I get hungry, I might eat. If I eat too much, I just might sleep.
Look at the words he's using. The conditionals. If. The qualifiers. Might.
Might eat? Who says I might eat when they're hungry? Hunger is a command. It's I need to eat.
But might implies he's detached even from his own body. Hunger is just a signal that arises. He can choose to address it or not. There's no urgency.
Right. In our lives, everything's urgent. I'm starving. I'm exhausted. For him, it's all optional.
He's viewing his body from a distance. Oh, that machine is indicating a need for fuel. Perhaps I'll provide it.
And then comes the line that just ties it all together. The mechanism. And I set that knob on repeat.
Set that knob. It's such an industrial image. It's not, I go with the flow. It's, I turn the dial.
It's the mechanization of the self. He's built a loop. Wake up, coffee, sun, maybe eat, maybe sleep, and then repeat. By setting the knob, he's automated his own existence.
And that's the genius of it, I think.
Yeah.
He has eliminated the burden of choice.
Decision fatigue. We talk about that all the time. The exhaustion of just deciding what to watch, what to eat for dinner.
Exactly. The freedom to choose can be a heavy burden. But by creating this closed loop, this algorithm for nothing, the narrator never has to make a real decision again.
He's become a machine that just processes sunlight and coffee.
So is that the ultimate goal? To become a machine? Because that sounds less like the art of doing nothing and more like the art of dehumanization.
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Is the good life found in our messy, striving humanity? Or is it found in the reliability of a machine? He seems to have found peace by stripping away all the variables.
No drama, no choices, no social climbing, just the knob on repeat.
It's the ultimate life hack. You hack life by removing the living part.
Or by removing the suffering part. If your only desire is to watch the sun, you can't really be disappointed.
That's true. You can't fail at watching the sun fall. It happens no matter what.
Though I think you would argue you can fail by not being present for it.
So we've tracked this journey from the locked away perception through the caffeine-fueled focus, all the way to this automated robotic loop. It's a lot more intense than the vacation song I thought it was.
It really is. It forces you to confront your own relationship with time and with utility. We are obsessed with being useful. This narrator is obsessed with being present.
And those two things are often at odds, aren't they?
Totally. Mutually exclusive sometimes.
It makes me look at my own schedule. If I see a blank hour, I feel this guilt. I feel like I have to fill it. This guy would look at that empty hour and say, that's the only real hour you have.
And then he'd drink a coffee to make sure he didn't miss a single second of it.
Right. And that brings me to the final thought I want to leave everyone with. We've talked a lot about that coffee, the fact that he needs a stimulant just to sit there.
It's the detail that sticks with me the most.
It suggests that doing nothing isn't our natural state. We assume if we just stop trying, we'll settle into rest. But this text, it argues the brain actively fights stillness. It wants chaos. It wants problems.
So the provocative thought here is, what if doing nothing, true conscious nothingness, is actually the hardest work a human being can do?
We think of the CEO working 80-hour weeks as the hardest worker. But maybe the person just sitting under the sun, forcing their brain to just be, maybe they're doing the heavier lifting.
It requires a discipline that, frankly, most of us just don't have. We use busyness as a shield because it's so much easier than being alone with your own mind.
So next time you see someone just staring into space, don't assume they're being lazy. They might be in the middle of a mental marathon.
And they might just have the knob set on repeat.
Exactly. Well, that's all we have for this deep dive into what we're calling the Manifesto of Stasis. It's definitely given me, and I hope you, something to think about.
Just remember, if you move any less, people might think you're dead.
And that might be just fine. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Watch the sun fall.
See you next time.